Hey everyone, I'm back with a haul. I don't have anything to share with you that I've made recently because I really haven't been crafting at all. Just taking a little break. Let's see. I haven't really even been buying that much, but I did have a few things come in recently, so I'm going to share them with you. This first order is from Craftstash. They are actually... they do have a US website, but I know my order came from the UK. Sometimes it's dispatched from the US, I think, because I've ordered from them before some things. But I was on their website looking for, just looking at, in general, their stuff that they had for a specific designer, and I didn't find anything from them, but I did find some things that I wanted. So this is a paper pack from Studio Light. It is... not a standard size. It looks like a 6x8. Let's see. This mat is turned. I just want to make sure I give you the right. Yeah, it's a little bit. It's like 8 1/4. Yeah, like 8 1/4 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3/4. So this is not your typical size paper pad. It's a European size, I guess. This is from Studio Light. It's called Friends with a Z. But you know why I bought it. It's got the strawberries in it, but it's also got cherries and watermelon. And then it is double-sided. I've purchased Studio Light paper before, but not in this size, I don't think. It's a nice quality weight. So like I said, it is double-sided, so there's polka dots on one side and then the watermelon pattern. And I think you get, what was that, 3 sheets? 3 sheets of each pattern. So you get the blue polka dot, and then on the back is this a random seed, like watermelon seeds. This will be great for some of the dies I've recently purchased for the shakers. They're fruit-based, so I knew I wanted it because of the colors they use with the strawberries. So this is a random strawberry pattern, but the hearts in the background, I don't know if you can see the hearts. They're all facing this direction. They're going downward. So it is interesting that they did it that way. I don't know. Green polka dot. And then there's a red polka dot with the watermelon pattern on the front side, with some hearts and cherries. Interesting. Pink gingham. There's a different pattern with the cherries. I do like that too. So I can use this for that shaker, what do you call it, kit that I got. This one has all of the seeds going in one direction, which I thought this would be great for making strawberries, because the seeds are all the same direction. Even though they look like watermelon seeds, but that'll be fine. And you get a blue gingham and then a green gingham. So that's got strawberries on it. Cute pattern. And then the red gingham with watermelon pattern. So that is this pad. It is 170 grams and there's 16 designs. I also got 2 dies. Now, I'm going to laugh because look at that die. I should have checked the size, although I've looked for Prim Heart dies before that are like nesting. I'll say that they are not easy to find. I know that there is maybe 1 or 2 shops that carry Prim Hearts. I do have a smaller nesting set. This one's very large. And look at the way that these the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3, have this weird sort of pointy notch here at the top. And then they sort of round out as they go bigger and bigger. So that's good. But usually you don't find hearts that nest like this because they tend to, you know, get distorted, which is what happened here. This is a very large heart set, so let me grab my ruler and I can tell you at the largest heart from top to bottom in inches, we're talking about 8 inches from that hump all the way down to the point. And that's the largest one. And then from side to side, the widest is about, on that largest size, 5 inches. So that's a good size heart. Would I use these for ornaments? Yes. Or tags. Like I said, I've got a smaller Prim Heart set. I don't even think I've ever used it. I bought it some time ago. I'll have to look for it again. It's in my heart basket. But the smaller size heart is kind of weird. I don't think I'll ever use these two with the notches like that. But I don't know. You never know. Depends on how they look when they're cut. But that smallest one inside is about 4 and a half or 4 5/8, I guess, is probably closer. And then the width on it is about, let's see, go to the widest point, is probably like just shy of 3 inches. So 7/8, 2 7/8. So that's a really big set. Was not expecting that at all, but that's okay. I have it here now. And this set is the other one I bought. This is also from Studio Light. That one was from, let's see, so 2020 creativedesigns.co.uk. Craftstash. It's made by the actual website. So it's from 2020. That helps. And then this one here, which I guess you guys can tell what it is, right? It's like slimy or goopy sort of dripping border die, but it's 2 different border dies, and they're very big. So my thought was it could either be like melting snow or something you could put in a mug, a large mug, which I do have. Hold on one second. Okay, so this is the die I was thinking about, but it comes with its own little goopy stuff. This is from Scrap Diva. This is the mug album die. I think it's a mini album die, but I didn't realize it had its own. But I figured that I could use this with other things, either the mug or what do you call that? Gingerbread house for like melting snow or icing. So yeah, this one has its own apparently. So that's what I got from Craftstash. Let me show you what else that I purchased. I have 2 wood stamps here. This one right here. This one is a Tammy DeYoung, I think. Inky Antics Tammy DeYoung, and there's no names on these. So this one's got a B in it. And then this one is honey barbecue sauce recipe stamp from Inka Dinka Doo. It doesn't have like a year or anything like that. It's got a number 307-95545. Honey barbecue sauce. So I figured that could be added to my recipe collection. And then I did purchase some watercolors. I saw these on Vicky's channel. I don't know if maybe Anna White had purchased these as well. These are the Pearlescent Paul Rubens half pans. And you can see they're still wet. So you can see there's probably quite a bit of mica in these. I did swatch them out. I'm not sure if I like them. Because, and here's they come in a pink tin like this. I took them out. I have all my watercolor half pans together in a giant palette. I don't keep them separate. I just don't prefer to. But this is the pan it came in. I think these are made in China. It would make sense because there's Chinese writing all over the place in here. They do send you this card so you can do a swatch card, but instead of using theirs, I photocopied mine onto watercolor paper that I use. They have lots of different sets. This one, again, is the Pearlescent set. It comes with this cleaning cloth, too, I guess. I don't know what you would use this for, because you probably wouldn't, I don't know, whatever. So it comes in that box inside of this tin, and I'm probably going to, I don't know, I'd probably take these out and store them with my other watercolors. And most of my watercolors are the Daniel Smith watercolors. I think that's what I mostly have. I have some other sets, but here are the swatches. So I swatched them at the same time, but I did do them on different papers. And I want you to see this because it's interesting, right? These are the paper, these are both cold press watercolor papers. And this one is Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press, 140 pound. And this one is Stonehenge Aqua Cold Press, 140 pound. But it's black. And the colors look different, slightly. So the surprising one is this Crepe Myrtle. So you see that it's a blue, right? On the white paper, it's pink. Crepe Myrtles are typically this color. Well, they have different color Crepe Myrtles all over the place. But if it's pink, it's usually in this color range. It doesn't show up pink on the black. It shows up blue. So I can actually see I swatched it twice because I thought maybe you picked up the wrong watercolor pan and swatched it in the wrong place. So I had to do it again just to make sure it wasn't me. It wasn't me. It truly does not show up as pink on the black paper. So that's a difference than on the white. And then distinctively you can see that the colors are mostly the same, but there are some slight differences from the black to the white. I'm also, this brown right here, I skipped it when I was writing my card here. So this is where the brown is, and it looks, the colors do vary. So I did notice that. And on the left-hand side, because this top one is a silver, what is called silver white pearlescent. It doesn't really show up on white, of course, but you can see it way better on the black. This one is a cream. Well, it says Pearl Platinum. So when you see the pan, it looks like that on the left, but when you put it on black cardstock, you can really see it. If I turn it into the light, you can see it a lot better. Like, you can see that it's sort of a gold. So what I noticed with these was the way that I swatched them is to bring the full pigment to the paper and then clean my brush and just pick up water and try to move the pigment to do a wash on this side. And so you can see on the black very well that you can move the mica that's in this pigment, but you're not moving pigment across very well. So if you look at the white one, it's very noticeable that you don't get pigment. You just basically will get mica moved across if you, use the water. Which is the reason why I kind of think this is probably mostly mica mixed in with just a little bit of pigment. I don't think my other, like say my Daniel Smith colors that have mica in them are like that. Because I have a few, not a lot, but I do have a few of those types. Are the colors pretty? Yes, they are pretty if you like this type of thing. I don't know yet how much use I'll get from it, but we'll see. I wanted to share those watercolors with you since I did get them. And oh, I got them off Amazon. I think $50 maybe. I don't remember, honestly. But that's what I got from Amazon. I also got this book. This is a book, actually, it's kind of funny. I went down a rabbit hole because I had purchased some things from Japan, and the person or the store that I purchased from, she's actually well known in like the journaling and traveler's notebooks stuff. And she has a store in Japan, and she sent me some tea as part of a free gift. And the tea packets are illustrated by this illustrator, Yutako Yamada. She's Japanese. She wrote this book and she illustrated it, I believe. Cherry the Pig. And so I kind of fell in love with her illustrations. She illustrates all the tea bags for this tea that's it's the brand is Corel Capek. I think that's what the name of it is. I don't have one of the tea bags sitting on my desk, but I went down a rabbit hole and started looking her up and found out that she's illustrated a couple of different books, children's books. This is one of them, and it has been translated into English. All of her books are not translated over, and they're kind of hard to find in terms of finding them in English. This one happens to be translated, so I bought this to turn into a journal or something of that nature. You can see her style of illustrations, but like I said, she has a bunch of, well, because she illustrates the tea packets, they are really cute characters. And so I went ahead and purchased this book. This wasn't that expensive. It was like $4. So in line with like a children's book price. But the story is really cute too. Cherry the Pig. The story of Cherry the Pig. So yeah, I purchased this. It was a lot bigger than I thought it was going to come. I thought it would be the size of like a golden book. But it's a lot bigger. But that's fine. I think I actually did purchase 2 of them. The reason being that I wanted to keep one pristine. And the other I was going to use, for crafting. And I thought maybe this could be my next recipe book, journal, for the upcoming ambassador, term, with Diana Markham. And I could use this as the base of my book, because my recipe book is pretty full. So that's the reason I bought the book. I don't know yet. I'm still kind of mulling it over. But that is what I have for today. All that rambling for 20 minutes about. I hope you all are doing well. Oh, the other thing I've been doing is packing for my retreat. I'm all packed. It's not really all that much. It's just more that, okay, if you have never been to a crafting retreat where you're going to take classes and such, the first thing you get like a supply list that you need to bring with you, right? And this one happens to require Copics. So when you do that, you have to make sure all your Copics are fully loaded, they're cleaned. You have to clean the ones that you're going to take with you. We don't usually take all of them. So they tell us what colors to bring with us. And so I took all of those markers, had to clean them out and make sure they were full. So, you weren't having to refill while you're in the class or having to do that, or bring the refills with you, because typically it's not near your home. This one for me is an hour and a half away, which is really great. And they're having it at a hotel, so you can stay there or other hotels in the area. But anyway, I've been cleaning Copics and also labeling your supplies, because the other thing that, if you've never been to one of these, is that when you get, let's just say 30 people together, I don't think it's 30 people, but if you have a large number of people and you end up sharing tables with people where you're sitting right next to somebody, which we are, because, typically you don't have a room where you have your own table to yourself. You're sitting next to somebody, they may have the same supplies you have, like your Copics. Heck, every Copic typically looks the same. You could be, everybody could have sketch markers or whatever. You don't want to get your supplies mixed with their supplies, so you have to label every single thing you have, because if you mix it together, you don't know whose is whose. So that's the other part of taking your supplies, right? So because all of us are going to have Copics on our table, using them to color, you don't want to get your stuff mixed in with their stuff. You never know. So that's part of having to pack for a retreat like this. It's not just put your stuff in a bag and go. You do actually have to think about, okay, let's just keep our stuff straight. My scissors have my label. My Copics have my label. Everything else I'm bringing has my label. It's quite an undertaking. So I just wanted to mention that if you guys are ever thinking about going on a retreat or to one of those very large gatherings of scrapbookers or crafters or card makers, that you want to make sure your stuff is clearly labeled so you can identify it on a table, just in case people get stuff mixed together, because sometimes that happens. And you know, this costs money, this hobby. You all know this, you can attest to that as well, and you want to be able to come home with everything that you came with. So that's what I've been doing, is labeling everything and cleaning markers, and that's quite an undertaking. It took me a weekend to clean all the markers, because there's like 100, little over 100 that I have to bring with me. So I had to make sure that they were filled, so that when I go to color, you know, I'm not having to refill a marker while I'm there, because I'm not bringing refills. So there's that. But yeah, that is all I have to share for now. Sorry, there's nothing crafty to share with you. But I hopefully will have something to share next week. Oh wait, next week is actually when I'm going. So I don't know that I'll have anything to share then either. Maybe when I'm back, because it's a 3-day retreat. But that's it for now. I will talk to you later, and I hope you're having a good day. Bye.